There are 360 degrees in the zodiac, and 30 degrees in each sign. There are different dynamics between each sign depending on how far apart away they are from each other. Their distance determines how easily they will understand each other and share similar outlooks or traits, or a lack thereof. An aspect is said to be exact when their distance from each other is some number of full signs apart. For example, 120 degrees is 4 full signs. Otherwise, an aspect is applying, moving towards being exact, or separating. It already was exact in the past and is moving away from being exact. We use orbs to tell us how strong an aspect is. The tighter the orb, the stronger the aspect, and the more visible its effects in a person's life. In general, larger orbs are permitted when the planet is aspecting the sun and moon, and in working with the hard aspects. The easy aspects do not possess as much energy, and therefore smaller orbs are used for them. The following are brief descriptions of the 5 most important Ptolemaic aspects. The term planet in this context also includes the sun and moon. The trine is 120 degree or approximately 4 sign apart aspect. An orb of 7 degrees between planets and 9 degrees for the sun and moon is permitted. The trine is considered easy in that there are natural gifts and talents between the 2 planets involved. The planets are well integrated in a person's psyche and do not require much effort to use in a positive manner. In predictive work, a trine brings harmonious conditions and lucky breaks, but some effort must be made by a person to reap the full results. The conjunction occurs when 2 planets are in the same sign and no greater than 8 degrees apart between planets, or 10 degrees for an aspect involving the sun or moon. The conjunction can be either easy or hard depending on the planets involved. An exception to the rule is for easy aspects. Conjunctions have a lot of energy, and that is why a larger orb is permitted. The conjunction is the blending of 2 planetary energies into one combined energy. If the planets' characteristics work well together, the conjunction can be harmonious and beneficial. However, if the planets clash, the conjunction is hard and detrimental. In predictive work, conjunctions can produce either positive or challenging circumstances, depending on the planets involved. The sextile is a 60 degree, or approximately 2 signs, aspect. An orb of 7 degrees between planets and 9 degrees for sun and moon are permitted. It is considered easy because there are natural gifts and talents between the 2 planets involved. They are well integrated in a person's psyche, but they do require more effort than a trine to make use of in a positive manner. In predictive work, similar to trines, sextiles bring harmonious conditions and lucky breaks, but a greater degree of effort must be made by a person to reap the full benefits. An opposition is an 180 degree or approximately 6 sign apart aspect. An orb of 8 degrees between planets, or 10 degrees for the sun and moon, is permitted. It is considered hard because the characteristics of the sign are on opposite polarities. There is an inherent dualness to it, and the planets involved will have a more challenging time integrating their energies effectively in a psychological way. In predictive work, the opposition can signify a problem, confrontation, or challenge, which will usually arise from an external person or situation rather than being caused by the person themselves. The square is a 90 degree or approximately 3 sign apart aspect. An orb of 8 degrees between planets or 10 degrees for the sun and moon is permitted. It is considered hard because the characteristics of the signs clash. They have a harder time understanding each other. This aspect produces tension, stress, and drive between the 2 planets involved to integrate their energies effectively psychologically. In predictive work, a square between planets can signify a problem, major frustration, or sometimes even crisis. In contrast to the opposition, the obstacles created by a square will have their origins in the person themselves rather than arising from any external source. Now I will talk about the minor hard aspects. These are not Ptolemaic aspects. The quincunx, which is more commonly referred to as a quincunx, the semisquare, sesquiquadrate, and semisextile are all minor hard aspects. An orb of 3 degrees between planets and luminaries is permitted. The quincunx is 150 degrees, the semisquare 45 degrees, the sesquiquadrate 135 degrees, and the semisextile 30 degrees. Psychologically, these aspects are more difficult to integrate in the planet's qualities in a person's psyche. However, their effects are not as visible to other people, and the person who has this aspect will not feel it as sharply as they would with a square, opposition, or conjunction. Predictably, these aspects will signify challenging circumstances and trends, but to a lesser degree than a square, opposition, or conjunction. Moreover, if you don't have a natal aspect between the two planets involved, a transiting minor hard aspect does not have the power to indicate major problems. Quintiles are 72 degrees, and biquintiles are 144 degrees. They are called minor easy aspects. An orb of 2 degrees between planets or luminaries is permitted. Technically, these aspects are called minor in astrology, but personally I've observed them as having considerably more power than do the other minor aspects. These aspects between planets or luminaries signify creativity, imagination, and the potential to make a truly novel contribution in those planets or luminaries' domains. These aspects have great artistic talents with any planet or luminary involved, but are especially gifted with either Venus, Neptune, or both of them are included in the quintile or biquintile. This is because Venus and Neptune are the planets most associated with the arts, visual or dramatic, and music, composing, singing, playing an instrument, or dancing.